Welcome to the live stream, Arm Wrestling fans. Today we are going to discuss who is the number one left-handed arm wrestler in the world right now. Now, when we talk about the right arm, it is quite clear that Levan Saginashvili is at the top. I don't think there has been a more clear number one in the world of arm wrestling in last couple of decades. Levan Saginashvili has achieved that top spot, and that is the reason that I didn't even feel like mentioning left arm in the title and thumbnail of the video because it will be understood to everyone. We are talking about left arm only. The right arm spot belongs to Levan Saginashvili. So I hope all of you are okay. The video audio quality is perfect. And the left arm, it has not been clear, but in last couple of months more clarity is coming on that subject because people have started competing left-handed as well. Engin is inviting athletes for left arm matches. Core Sports, King of the Table, they are also doing a good job at it. So I hope it will be more clear in the future, but at least we have some data that we can start talking about in this video. So in the first 10-15 minutes of the video, I'll focus on what I have to say. I'll also read the comments, but then after that, the final 15 minutes, we will focus mainly on the comments. So let's start with the number one contender of this sport. By the way, welcome to you all, Mike, Edwin, Atlantis, Josh Handlin. Josh Handlin is involved in the ranking. So, and he has put, Josh, did you vote for Morozov being on number one in the world? Please let me know in the comments. Mython, Rob, Andrew M, Aris, hello brother. Francesco, more left arm matches. Yes, I do agree. I agree. In a tournament format, there are not enough arm wrestlers. We can guess why the focus is on right arm only, but when the arm wrestlers can arm wrestle left-handed, it should be there. It should be happening. So the first contender is Artem Morozov. In exports arm wrestling rankings, he's already ranked number one in the world on the left arm. So what has Artem Morozov done on the left arm to be crowned the number one arm wrestler in the world? He defeated Arif Artem in 2020, I think. After that, when was the Levan left match? Okay. So the reason we are not including Levan is that he has shown that he has no intention of competing left arm as of now. In the last couple of years, he has been very clear about that he's not going to compete. So this is the reason why Levan is not on this list. And after that, Artem Morozov beat Cody Merritt. This was also one of the biggest wins. He beat David Dadikyan and one more big win under his belt. So he has been good. Like, I don't remember him losing on the left arm recently. So which is always a good thing. If you have not lost in last couple of years, it means you are a solid contender for being there. So let's first talk about the positives only, why that guy can be number one in the world. Next up we have David Dadikyan. David Dadikyan is the smallest guy on this list. He weighs about 114 kilos and yet he's strong enough to be there. So what has David Dadikyan done? David almost beat Artem Morozov, the number one ranked guy. He practices with Denis Siplankov, but I wouldn't say he has much high level super match wins, at least super match wins recently. He's also 24 years old like Artem Morozov and on the rise. So if the big question is, if that match happened under East versus West organization, Artem Morozov would have lost to David Dadikyan and we would all be questioning how strong David Dadikyan in fact is because he didn't even feel Morozov. This is what the conversation that it would have looked like that if he competed under East versus West. So he's definitely close. I'm not sure what he can do with the other guys who are on this list, on this thumbnail, but he can do something for sure with Artem Morozov. He can beat him. Like, yes, he lost 4 pins to 3, but let's say 6 months from now that match happens once again under East versus West, because East versus West is the stage who will be offering more matches to these athletes, and it will be more clear from there compared to King of the Table, who will have one big match every 3-4 months. Do you think Devon? Okay, 100 kg, we will discuss about that. We'll discuss about Devon later on. So this is what Dadikyan has done. Not enough super match wins, but a very good performance. He destroyed Oleg Zok, but this is not the Oleg Zok of 2018, so we cannot take that into consideration. So Artem Morozov can definitely be on this list, top 5. Denis Siplankov is also isn't there because he mentioned that his right arm even now is about 20% stronger than his left arm. So we can assume that Dennis is about 20% weaker than his prime. He's saying he's 30% weaker than his prime, and his left arm is 20% weaker than his right now. So there is no way that Denis Siplankov should be considered top 4 or 5 in the world. And we are lucky to have this topic, that the rankings topic drives a lot of attention in arm wrestling. It generates a lot of interest, which is always amazing to see, and I hope it will continue to be that way. Rankings should be important, maybe not so much for the athletes. Some athletes like to say that they do not care about the rankings, but they do. Trust me, they do care about those rankings. We have seen some athletes say that they do not care about rankings, and when you go to their YouTube page, Facebook page, in last 10 days they have talked about rankings 3-4 times. So Oleg Zok, Tenov, Mechushenko, Laletin, Ivan Mechushenko just got handled like pretty convincingly. He got beat by Vitali Laletin, and Dmitry Silayev also pinned him once. So I'm not considering him to be in this list. So David Dadikyan, that was the argument for David Dadikyan. Now we have Alex Kurdecha. He also does not lose on the left arm. Like, when was the last time we saw him lose on the left? I know there have not been enough super matches. We saw him practice pull with Devon Larratt. He was destroying Devon Larratt, and he destroyed Ryan SP, who is a former world champion. I'm not sure where Ryan SP stands right now in the world rankings, but he looked good on the left arm. And Devon's left arm, I would say it is not top 5 for sure. For sure. Maybe Devon's left arm can be top 10 in the world if he trains it a little bit. Top 10, we can say. And he was just handling Devon Larratt like there was absolutely no resistance. So Alex Kurdecha, again, we will try to find some matches, but there are no super matches. We have to go on the tournament format, and these guys have stopped competing in WAF tournaments. So nothing we can guess from there as well. We have no tournament data and no super match data in last 3 years. Very, very limited data. Vitali Laletin was looking dominant against everyone on the practice table after King of the Table. It looks like his left arm right now is even better than his right arm. The pronation, the speed, the activeness, especially when I've read many comments saying that Vitali's right is injured. That is why he cannot hit with the speed that he used to have. And on the left arm, everything looks in a chain, a singular movement, very, very proficient, lethal top roll. So, of course, Vitali is the one who knows it better, but I think Vitali's left now looks even better than his right arm, and he can be a good contender to be that number 1 guy in the world. So, left arm, what has Vitali done? Good practice session after King of the Table 5. Recently, yesterday, he won an event in Russia. The event was Big Peter Sports Show. Not a big event, but there were athletes like Dmitry Silayev, Ivan Mechushenko, and Zaur Pezulayev. Zaur Pezulayev used to have a good left as well. He was second in WAF 2021 on the left arm and 4th on the right arm. I heard he got an unlucky draw, like a tough match in the beginning on the right. That is why he was 4th. Maybe he could have taken 2nd on the right as well. I feel the same, quite possibly Vitali to be the number one lefty. Yes, I also think so, because Vitali is looking unstoppable. So now let's try to make some points in the reverse order that we discussed earlier. First up, we have Vitali Laletin. Okay, let me show you an ad. I hope you enjoy it. So first up, we have Vitali Laletin. Who can beat Vitali Laletin from these 3 athletes? Artem Morozov, David Dadikyan, Alex Kurdecha. Artem Morozov has shown some weakness against good top rollers. We saw Tobias Sporong crack his wrist once or twice, but he lost only 1 round to Tobias Sporong. So left-handed, I would say, I don't see Artem Morozov beating Vitali Laletin, because Artem has to hook Vitali to beat him, and Vitali's left, it doesn't look like it can be hooked by anyone. I mean by anyone. Maybe Levan Saginashvili can hook it, but Levan is also mainly a posting style top roller on the left arm. So I don't think Artem can hook Vitali, and without a hook, I don't think his wrist stands a chance against Vitali Laletin. I would say Vitali beats Artem Morozov. David Dadikyan, same reason, we have seen some after pulls. Those after pulls are really, really close. But Vitali's, I would not say Vitali's speed, because David also relies a lot on speed. He is also really fast. So it was kind of a similar situation for both of them. And it was 7-8 months ago, maybe towards the end of last year. And Vitali did pin David Dadikyan on the left arm. Their match can be interesting, but if Vitali comes in prepared for that left arm match, I don't think, I'm having a hard time thinking that David Dadikyan may, may be able to hook Vitali Laletin. Of course, he can hold Vitali like that. I do agree. But between them, I think it can be a very, very good match. I would give David Dadikyan more chances of beating Vitali Laletin than Artem Morozov, just because I've seen a practice pull between them. Please tell me, what do you think about Vitali's unhookable? Literally not possible. But man, David Dadikyan is really fast. He's faster than Vitali Laletin. Maybe it is possible. And the thing is that he can hold Vitali without his wrist as well. I don't think Morozov can do that. Because there was one round when David Dadikyan was already kind of tired. I think it was the 5th round, and Morozov had everything. He had full hand control, and he still couldn't finish without the press. So David Dadikyan is really, really hard to press. Bedulus could tow it with Levan. I don't know, brother, in which generation you are living right now. So Andrew, this is the statement for Vitali versus David. Anything can happen in that match, but I would say Vitali is a slight favorite to win this super match. Vitali versus Alex Kurdecha. Now anything can happen in this match. I would maybe I would favor Alex over Vitali, because none of them are unhookable. Maybe there is 1% chance to hook Vitali Laletin, but there is absolutely no chance that anyone is hooking Alex Kurdecha left-handed. So hook is out of the window in this match. Top roll versus top roll. Alex versus Vitali. I'm not sure. Kurdecha lost to Marinth in a hook. When? But when? This is the question, Andrew. This is the question. We're talking, Kurdecha also lost to Krasimir and also Ongarbayev, but he's not losing to those guys right now. Kurdecha has the best chance to beat Laletin. Yes, I agree. Devon versus a grandma from Toronto. This is one match that I do not have any clear opinion about. I don't know if Kurdecha can beat Vitali or not, if Vitali can beat Kurdecha or not. On the right arm, Kurdecha's left looks even more stronger than his right. It can be, I think both left and right-handed, the match can be close between Vitali and Alex. Vitali would erase Devon. So this was the argument for Vitali Laletin. Artem versus Vitali, we have already discussed that. I don't see how Artem Morozov can beat Vitali Laletin. Artem versus David Dadikyan. Artem Morozov, he beat him in a 6 round super match, but can he beat him in a 5 round super match? I think there needs to be a rematch between these two under East versus West. But for now, Artem Morozov is ahead of David Dadikyan, because 6 round is what they agreed for. 6 round is what they signed for in the contracts that they had. So we have to go by that. Artem Morozov right now is ahead of David Dadikyan. But if ever a match happens between these two on the left arm in the future, especially under East versus West 5 round format, I will make a separate video about it, asking opinions from multiple experts on this field, like Engin, Neil Pickup. Some of the guys are in favor of 5 round super matches. Some of them are in favor of 6 round super matches. My take on this is that 6 round super matches are by far the best thing for fans' perspective, but from an athlete's perspective, or from a fan who is hardcore, who just wants his favorite athlete to win, for them a 5 round super match format would make much more sense, because it isn't like boxing where there is a certain time frame. If nobody gets knocked out during that time, you continue towards the next time. People say that boxing is also a combat sport, arm wrestling is also a combat sport. If they can fight for 10 rounds, why can't we arm wrestle for 6 rounds? But there is a pin happening in an arm wrestling. There is no pin happening in boxing rounds. If arm wrestling was like if the winner is not decided within 15 seconds of the go, within 20 seconds of the go, then we move on to the next round. Under that situation, yes, 6 round super match format would make absolute 100% sense. But there are no pins in boxing, there are pins in arm wrestling. So I'm not sure, like, if David Dadikyan hooks Morozov and beats him, if he top rolls him and beats him 3 times, I'm not sure what is left to prove after that. So that is a debate for another day. Right now, we would have to keep Artem Morozov above David Dadikyan, but it can change any time. Alex Kurdecha versus Artem Morozov. Again, we have seen Toby Sisporong can top roll Artem if Artem doesn't go for the hook. And I would give Artem Morozov 0 chances of hooking Alex Kurdecha. We were talking about how unhookable Vitali is. I think we can add more to that when we're talking about Alex. I don't see him getting hooked. Andrew M mentioned that he got hooked by someone. I would like to know when it happened. But I don't think that he can be hooked right now. And between this discussion, I would like to plug in a few things. Please like the video if you haven't already. Let me check. 35 likes only. Subscribe to the channel if by any chance you have not subscribed yet. And Old School Labs, the sponsors of this channel. The link in the description. If you use AWNEWZ, Arm Wrestling News code, you will get 15% off. And it will be great for me, for their brand, and for arm wrestling as well, because they are supporting multiple arm wrestling channels. They're investing a lot of money in arm wrestling, which is always amazing. So let's talk about David Dadikyan. David and Artem Morozov, we already discussed. He can change the position any day if he gets a rematch in the future. David Dadikyan versus Alex Kurdecha. Difficult, man, difficult. I don't think David Dadikyan can force the hook on Alex. Definitely he has more chance than Artem Morozov in doing so. But Alex is so far looking unstoppable in this list. Alex versus Artem, already talked about it. Alex versus Vitali, we have already discussed that match as well. So I don't see anyone beating Alex Kurdecha right now. Please just mention in the comments, who do you think is going to beat, like, if we decide a match, if we tell Alex, be prepared for a match in 6 months from now, 3 months from that match, we will tell you who your opponent is. Who would you like to see go up against Alex? Who do you think can beat Alex Kurdecha in the future? So Andreas is a member of this channel. Thank you very much, brother. David, most exciting left puller right now. So I heard some people say a comment, Andreas, maybe you mentioned it, and it was like his name is David with a T, not D, but he himself writes David. So I'm not sure why you are calling him David. You can go to Facebook and Instagram. He's DAVID, David. Devon can beat Alex. No way. No way, brother. Deeps. I think Vitali could beat Alex left-handed. Possible. I would not say that it is not possible, but it is possible. But it can go either way. It can go either way. When did Kurdecha last pull? Why is he so highly rated? When did any of these guys last pull? Vitali pulled in a tournament yesterday, but in super match format, maybe you just joined, brother. Brian Lee, but we discussed this earlier on, that we have literally almost no data to compare these matches. But whatever we have, we are trying to do our best from that data. Siplankov and Vitaly Laletin. Igor Mazurenko, as we already said, Dennis has himself said that he's 30% away from his peak shape. And his peak shape was somewhere around 2013. And his left arm is 20% away from his right arm. So there is no way that Siplankov could be number one in this world. Siplankov can beat Alex Kurdecha. And Siplankov's weakness has been cupping. It has been cupping. That is why he relies on that open arm top roll. And Alex will for sure exploit that cupping. No idea. I just read his name as David few days ago. No, David Samushia. David Samushia, your fellow. No, maybe you're not from Georgia. So the Georgian, that is David Samushia, but David Dadikyan. Thomas Cuardo is saying, Devon prepares right hand. Of course, he beats Alex mate. Even Corey West stop quite good. Even Corey West. You're saying even Corey West. By that, I'm assuming you mean Devon can beat Corey West? I don't think so. I would put heavy money on Corey West in that left-handed super match. Pradeep, training has nothing to do with matches. And this is, Thomas, this is what I don't like. I'm not calling you, but there are many guys. Maybe you are also one of them. Sometimes I just call it blind fanboyism. Devon, the man himself, said like a month ago that his left arm is stronger than it has ever been in his career. And when I compare Alex and Devon left arm pulls, there are comments saying that you do not know anything. This is just practice pull, and Devon isn't even training his left arm. Why would you even mention Devon's left arm? I'm like, are you guys crazy? Devon is himself saying that his left is the strongest that it has ever been. So how can you say that he's not training his left arm? I don't care if he's training or not. If the man himself is saying that it is the strongest, then of course we will compare. I just don't get that part. Didn't read was left. Okay, what read left? Okay, now I think we should read the comments. What the audience, no, not the audience, but the viewers are saying. No, Gia, Suplenko, Vitali, Chaffee. I really apologize. I missed some of the comments. Almost all of the comments, not some of them. Yogesh Kumar, Vitali versus Devon, who wins? I think which depends on which arm you're talking about. Especially after seeing Vitali lose to some top rollers, I think maybe Devon has the chance. Right-handed, but left, no, for sure, no. He had his left only in shape in a super match. He doesn't look fully prepared. Okay. Devon's left suck. Didn't read was. Okay, you're talking about right arm, but we're discussing left. Left, yeah. You're saying left. I don't know what you're trying to say, brother. Is Pradeep Devon hater? You should do a poll, I think. Hermes can. No, I don't think there is enough time left for poll. Only 8-9 minutes. Jungwon Lee, Pradeep King, thank you very much, brother. You are the king here. The supporters of the channel. It says party arm, give him pancakes for a few weeks. So if he's already on the pancakes, do you think his pancakes go only into his right arm? I'm not sure what you're saying. Devon also said that he could probably beat Siplenkov of 2018 on the left. Yes, brother, and he told that to me. I was the one who was interviewing Devon at that time. I remembered that, and I was shocked. Like, did Devon really say that? Maybe he's talking about the Siplenkov now. So at one side we have Devon saying that he can beat Siplenkov of 2018 on the left arm. He thinks he can do something now, and his left is best that it has ever been. And on the other side we have some people saying that he's not even training. It is party arm. Why are you comparing the left arm? I'm not sure who should I trust. Pradeep, how big are you? I'm not sure. Big. By big you mean weight? Yes, all of them. Andrew M is saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Did Hermes win in East versus West? So Hermes Gasparini will be facing Artem Morozov on the left arm, and Prudnik will be facing David Dadikyan. Or is he? David's left is injured. Prudnik versus David Dadikyan was set for East versus West. I think it is still happening. But David Dadikyan got injured, and Prudnik, although I believe that Artem Morozov would beat Prudnik, but I still think that, or maybe Morozov wouldn't beat Prudnik because his top roll isn't as lethal as Tobias Sporong's. I'm talking about the ability to take someone's wrist. Maybe Prudnik will get Morozov in a hook. From that, we don't know. We don't know what is going to happen. But David versus Prudnik will for sure give a better fight to David Dadikyan in a hook than Artem Morozov. 3 months ago, Devon versus anyone in the world 20 around. It's out. Alex had hard time to deal with Corey West, and I don't think that Corey is that elite arm wrestler. The thing about that Michael always keeps on mentioning is top roll, the top rolling ability. John was also saying the same thing. They were saying that it is almost impossible to top roll Corey West, and Alex has that one weapon, top roll. So that is why that match looked closer than it would have been if it was against someone who had elite hook. If someone's hook was as good as Alex's top roll, that match against Corey West may have looked very close, like very one-sided, not close. Performance enhancing pancakes in the house. Pradeep, it's obviously Bowen. What is wrong with you? On the left arm as well? On the right, he may have a shot, but on the left, no. Pradeep, what do you think about the athletes cheating with the weigh-ins? If you have a 115 kg weight class, the athletes can almost be 125 kg water cut to make weight. Is that fair? I'm not qualified enough to. I've thought about it a lot. Like, why aren't we doing veins on the same day, like a few hours before the event? Why do we need all the athletes to cut weight? Like, steroids are something which cannot be eliminated. One arm wrestler will be saying, yes, I'm ready to go free, like drug free, but what if the other guy is still doing that? Unless you're testing everyone, I'm not stopping using steroids. That can be a claim, right? But with veins, it cannot be the same. You cannot say like, if everyone is weighing on the same day, the other guy is still maybe cutting 5 kilograms of weight. It is not possible. So I used to think about it a lot. Why isn't veins being done on the same day? But I'm not sure. I would love it will be much more easier on the athletes, but maybe the level of competition, it increases the level of competition slightly. Cutting weight, maybe people look more aesthetic as well. I'm not sure what the exact reason is. Dennis versus Levan, right? Levan. Morozov versus Rivas, thoughts, looking forward to it. It can go either way. It can go either way. Depends on where Rivas is right now and where Rivas can go in the future. If he beats Morozov, then his ceiling may be even higher. But he has made a comeback. It has been almost 6 months, 5 months. If he cannot give Morozov a good fight, then we should not think that he may be the one who can reach the top 1 or 2 spot. Even if you stop taking PEDs, you're not natty. I think you are. Because if you stop taking PEDs, no matter how much growth hormone or permanent benefits you have from steroids, if you are getting tested in an event and you come in negative, I think you are natty. Mikhail Murkalov is saying Rivas will kill him. Okay, we'll see. Pradeep, why people think it is unfair to use steroids from nature? People have different genetics and level of testosterone, so in a way nature made it unfair to begin with steroids. So that is why the top level of sport is not for everyone. Genetics are a big part of it. The thing is that I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Because with that way you think everyone should be at the same level. I don't think so. It takes years for the effects to wear off, arguably years. But it doesn't matter. If you're talking about someone being natty or not, it has to be that one particular day whenever you're getting tested. If you don't get tested for anything on that day, then you're natty. If you're constantly blasting roids but then hops off cycle TRT, you will have an edge over a lifetime natty. True, I agree. Dennis and Hermes can't lose. John Brezink versus Todzilla. Hermes Gasparini. We will see how he performs against Artem Morozov. Maybe he can be in that mix as well. Then it will get even, I will not say confusing. Yes, the confusion initially will increase as we start to have more matches. Because right now we have, on the right arm, if we have 50% data of what we would like to have to decide who the top 10 guys are. On the left arm, maybe we have 3%, 4%, that's it. So yes, things will get more confusing as we will have more matches, but we can see what happens. At least there is no clear number 1 in the world on the left arm like Levan Saginashvili is on the right arm. Pop the cherry and you're done. Well, in terms of competitive sport, I guess in terms of if someone's actually natty, cheating a drug test like everyone doesn't make you natty. Well, technically it does. Technically it does. On an emotional part, maybe not. Pradeep, Hermes versus Jerry, who wins? I think that video needs a long discussion, that match, a separate discussion, but I will go with Hermes. I'll give you a very short reason why I think so. Because Jerry can lose when he's in his favorite position, shoulder behind his head, flop wrist press on the offensive side. We have seen Jerry lose in that position. While we talk about Hermes, if Hermes has your wrist, he doesn't lose. So this is the only reason why I think he may be winning. RVJ versus Krasimir lost their weak card. So thank you very much for watching this video. I hope I made some sense. Thank you very much for joining in the comments as well. The discussion was good. So I think right now Alex Kurdecha or Vitali Laletin look ahead of Artem Morozov and David Dadikyan, at least to me on the left arm. And David Dadikyan and Artem Morozov are very closely ranked. If we have enough super match data, maybe things can get cleared. Till then, thank you very much for watching this video. Please do not forget to leave a like. It doesn't take anything away from you. Only 45 likes. Please do that. Jerry can't lose if Paul is there to support him. I agree. So thank you and bye.